day guys, come here, welcome back to Langrisser M news from the future. So alright, on this part of the video we'll be featuring, well, the two new hero and heroine that has been released for the month of October to November 2023 in the CN server. And of course, on this part of video, we'll be featuring the heroine characters first, as she is the one that is being leaked out first. So alright, watch to the end for the translations I have done for you guys. And before we carry on, a very great thanks for information shared and provided by the Langrisser mobile app Monitor. So you, are you guys ready? Let's get started. So right, so featuring the Mama? Oops. Oh gosh, I has been watching too much Death Stranding, and yep, if you guys guess that meme, yep, that's from Death Stranding. Just a joke, guys. So alright, she is definitely gonna be the favorite characters of the year, and definitely in my watch book, she's definitely the favorite of the year, and she is known as Isolde. It's very weird. I have seen online translations, and the way it sounds, there's two-way. Gotta apologize if my listening is not that good, but it sounds, I kind of roughly heard as Isolde or Isolde. But yep, let's zoom in and appreciate her art, and she's definitely my favorite. I like this elegant ladies, and she's wearing this very nice high heels, and I've checked out her height stat. She's not that tall, which is yep. The stats I like, yep. And she's wearing this, so kind of like a dilemma here. I don't know what should I call, should I just call it she's wearing a very nice dress, or she's wearing a side dress, a dress that only cover her sides and maybe possibly a little bit of a back, but bearing everything else in the front open. I do not know how should I call that, but this slightly remind me of like a modifications of the Shilinka dress, but it's definitely very nice. And she's holding a very long katana, again that looks like a modification from the sword held by Shilinka, the crazy weird tsundere lover of Lane Force. Then can see all the levitating and great armor that is either covering part of her body or it's levitating around her. This is very cool, very nice. Then you can check that she's definitely not from the pure human race. It's not like she's wearing daunting on armor or she's a mage because of the species. The ears, she's like having this elf ears with those dragon skills from her head and maybe probably her neck, and definitely she has this dragon horns. So alright, gonna share with you guys a little bit of spoilers, so if you don't want to hear that, skip the following 30 to 40 seconds. So apparently I had summoned her and I've played through a Gate of Fate. It has been strongly hinted that she is either the counterpart or she has a relationship with, well, you guess it, Al Hazard of this universe, which is from the Toy War universe. So apparently it has been hinted that she's either belongs to the dark side, or is just Al Hazard trying to tempt her, or if not, she's greatly hinted to be probably part of the Langrisser factions, or she's the counterpart of Langrisser itself. That's why the Al Hazard spirit has been telling her that they are actually the same opposite. So again, let's appreciate the character's art. And okay, another reason that she has been known, what I call Mama, or actually this has been either a pun or a tribute from the CN players, because they name her as Longma in Mandarin, that means Dragon Mama, due to either the great resemblance of her with the female leading characters from Game of Thrones, and also due to the talent and the power she holds against dragons, which we will talk about it later on the talent, factions, and skills. And last but not least, I gotta say this time around, Team Zilong, it's paying much, or it's getting richer. They are paying even more money, and this time around they're getting great voice actress for her. And if you guys see, the name is known as Satorina or Rina Sato, you might have guessed it. She voiced the following show, and I am sorry that I do not know the show on the right. Something something Three Sister. Is it Minami Ken no Sanshimai? I'm not sure did I pronounce it correctly or wrong. Apologize. But on the left is definitely one of my favorite shows or anime in the past decades. It is Misaka Mikoto from Toaru Kagaku no Railgun or Toaru Majutsu no Index. The original show is known as a certain magical index. Then this spin-off is known as a certain scientific railgun. So yep, she is a very famous character, aka Billy Billy. And if you know this channel called Billy Billy, yep, it is probably named after her. So before we carry on to the voice pack to hear how she sounds like, let's go through the relationship of some characters. So, okay, you already guys seen it. These characters will be on part of our video. His name is known as Jace, aka in my understanding or perception that he might be or he should be the Jessica alternate or Jessica Otter from Toy War version itself. So long story short, the story about Jace is that Jace and Isolde has been in this special guild or team in the past. They are member of this team known as the Heroic Guild or the Bravery Guild. And in the distant, far away time where disaster descend and fall, causing war to rise and people of Toivo to fall into despair, Isolde is the one who sacrificed all her power to provide a lifeline for this world, and because of that, she has fallen into a very deep sleep. And during the period, Jace has been watching over her, or should I say the place that she rests on, to protect her in fear of any danger befalling. But Isolde will appear again when the world needs help or when the world is danger, and she will awaken from the slumber and she'll try a way to retrieve her true dragon power and fight for the world and sacrificing herself again. Then second character is Ashen. So in the long old rest place of the dragons, or the dragon rest place, apparently, not sure if I get a translation wrongly, but the way it says is that Isolde has built a dream, a great dream about Toy War history for Ashen. And in this Dragon Rest Place dream, or should I say the vision she saw, based on my understanding, in the dreamscape, Ashen's, regardless of all costs, even for herself, tries to protect the kingdom of Saberic, but because of the courage and willpower she has shown, touch Isolde, and that's why Isolde finally agree and become Ashen mentor and help her guide the path to the future of the Saberic kingdom. Yep. So that's it, and this is the cute art work by Granda Curry, aka Mel Xiaotu Liana, for Isolde. This is very cute. So are you guys ready? Moving on to the next part on voice pack. Then we'll be going through on the skills. Oh, and one small last thing before we go through. So as you can see the design right now, she looks much more like an evil dark dragon. But based on my understanding in the Gate of Fate, this is not really like a spoiler, this is just a backstory, is that it has been hinted that she or her original color is not black, but in fact her original color should have been gold, or the color of light, because of how she has sacrificed all her power to protect from the great disasters from many century, millennium or years ago against this current bad people known as the exterminator or the cleansers, who is keen on cleansing exterminating the living races that are living on Toy World itself, or in fact they are trying to destroy the world itself due to a certain evil entity's will. However, it has been strongly hinted that currently it is not the will of Chaos or Alhazard, as Alhazard side or the darkness side has trying to tempt her to work with them to fight against this entity. So alright, let us hear on the voice pack on how she sounds like.
そなたの夢を見させてもらった。トイバールの明日を救うために来たのなら、私はそれに応える。
So based on what she's saying is that I have picked and judged your dreamscape, stranger. You came for the tomorrow of Toy War, and that I saw that will give you the answer in return. So basically, make things simply, she has the power to look or peek into your dream and to know whether you are a good or bad person, and she know that you came for the hope of saving Toy War, and with that she will help you in return. Yep, she speak in such a mystery way. Then let's listen again.
そなたの夢を見させてもらった。トイバールの明日を救うために来たのなら、私はそれに応える。
So alright, that is her voice pack, but personally I got to say slightly disappointed. I guess her voice is too cold or cool for this character. In fact, she sounds more like from the anime Toaru Majutsu Index, the clone of Mikasa, known as the sisters. The way they talk is too monotone. Personally, I feel that I hope that she can be much more livelier. So, alright, we are going to the next part. So, here we go. And yep, right now we'll be going through on her talent, faction, skills, and 3C. But before we carry on, just another quick heads up. Personally, based on the story explained thus far, I speculate or suspect that she might be the next anniversary characters, as the story has explained that she is currently not in her true form or the full power, and that it has been hinted that both the light and the dark side, and especially the dark side, are trying to lay their hands on her. Sorry, I mean to get their hands on her because of the power and strength she possesses, and of course some mysteries that has not yet been revealed. So also in the story has been hinted that she sacrificed all her power, and thus she kind of degraded herself, her colors, into what you have seen right now, a darker tone or black version of the skin. And it seems to hint that she originally is supposed to be gold color, but she used that to, well, protect the land, especially a place of Cerberix. So alright, moving on. So this is the faction she has. She belongs to the Meteor faction, Yellows, and Mythical Realm. Then, as you can see, this is her talent, and watch to the end again to see the translation I've done for you guys. So alright, her talent are as follow. The name of her talent at rank 6 is known as True Dragon's Will. The effects are as follow. Number 1, increase attack and defense by 25%. Number 2, when battling with dragon type, increase the first effect by double. So instead of 25%, it will become 50% increment in attack and defense. Then number 3, when you end your turn, you can choose one of the following type of will, which has a CD of 2 turns upon triggering. So the 3 type of will, one is known as solitary journey or lone journey. The second type is known as resisting struggle, and the third is subsisting. Yep, subsisting. So this 3 similar to Ashen from the previous month banner, so she can release a talent or effect of the following type, but she'll gain them permanently. So first off will be solitary journey. The effect will provide ignore guard when Isolde attack an enemy, so this is very cool and scary. Second is resisting struggle. This effect will increase the skills damage of hers by 25%. 3, subsisting. This will cause all skill CD to be reduced by 1, and also to reduce the max turn by 1. We'll be finding out more during the demo play. Number 4, when you have all 3 type of will, increase the damage you deal by 25%, and you will be able to act again after attacking. Oh my god, so this is very cool. Again, she's like an upgraded version of Oboro. So once she managed to get hold of 3 types of will, especially the first one that has ignore guard, after attacking an enemy, whether they die or not, she will be able to act again. Not to mention that she'll gain a free permanent damage increment of 25%. So this is pretty cool. And all the effects that we have mentioned cannot be immune, dispel, and the act again effect can only be triggered once per turn. So yep, she's definitely a powerhouse, and in case you guys are asking if she's strong, the answer is definitely yes. She is the next character's release after Ashen to be judged as a tier 1 to tier 0 hero. And not to mention, before we just go to 3C, just give you guys the big spoiler, she is the new faction buffer, 3C faction buffer for Mythical Realm. And yep, how big of a shock is that? So alright, exclusive skill 1, as you can see here, is known as Primordial of Soul. It is a 1C skill, has a CD of 4. The range is self-targeting. The AoE type is a single target support skills. So the effect are as follow. Number 1, after casting these skills, obtain lasting talent effect which cannot be dispelled. So this buff effect is called lasting talent, and the effect cannot be dispelled. It will provide you the following 3 buff effect. Number 1, immune to debuff effect. Number 2, block damage up to 25% of your unit max HP. Number 3, when this skill is being removed, you will obtain reinforcement effect for 2 turns. Reinforcement effects are as follow. They will provide 20% HP recovery when you end your turn. So this is a very great act against survivability skills. Then number 2, you will be able to move 4 blocks and act again and attack again. Number 3, when using this act again skills, buff turn you had will not be reduced. So this is definitely one of the stronger act again skills I have seen in recent years. So upon casting these skills, you can act again, and unlike the usual 3 blocks movement, you can move 4 blocks. Then the damage will block 25% of unit HP. This is kind of like a Grand Shield and Evil God Kruger effect, and help you to be immune to debuff. And on top of that, it gives you an additional goodie. So when this skill is being removed, though they didn't mention it, when after the 2 turns and the skills is being removed, or if a dispel skills is being used and it got removed, although it cannot be dispelled. So after 2 turns, you use these skills. After the shield breaks, you gain the reinforcement. So this is pretty cool, I guess. And not to mention, yeah, definitely the act again. This act again, like 4 blocks, this is definitely a powerhouse. Okay, moving on to exclusive skill 2. Okay, it is a very long skills because again it gives synergies to 3 of her will from the talents effect. So this is the one you guys are looking right now. Exclusive skill 2 is known as Awakening of Will. So this is a 2C. The CD are nil, the range is nil, and the AoE type is nil. So the effect are as follow. Choose one of the skill based on the type of will you choose or currently have. The CD of the skills is based on whichever skills you choose to cast. So the first one will be based on what you choose. So if you're choosing number 1, Lone Journey, the Will of Lone Journey, this skills will become Dragon Soul Reverse Blade. It has a CD of 2, the range is 2, the AoE type is physical single target. So the effect are as follow. First, attack and deal 1.4 times damage to an enemy, to a target enemy. Second, close combat soldiers will attack together and no penalty will be taken. And third, you will be able to move 3 blocks again after the attack. So this is definitely a very great power up version of the skills, because if you be choosing the first skill, Lone Journey, this will provide you with the attack to ignore guard. So this is a powerhouse 1.4 times attacking an enemy, so the tank will not be able to guard. Then close combat soldiers will attack together, and after attacking, whether they die or not, you can move back 3 blocks again, and there's a high chance you can run back to your tank to guard you against any follow-ups or upcoming attacks later on. So this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, the power up /. Second, it's resisting struggles. The Will of Resisting Struggles. So the skills is known as Dragon's Dormancy Fantasy World. The CD is 3, the range itself, the type is AoE physical 2 blocks. The effects are as follow. First, deal 0.36 times AoE damage to enemies 2 blocks around you. Second, cause 2 turns debuff effect of unable to receive buff and unable to revive debuff effects. Do note that unable to revive effects only triggers or happen in PvP matches. So the second skills is AoE skills. So second will, this effect is increase skill damage by 25%. So instead of dealing 0.36 times, you get another 25%. That is like almost 0.4 times AoE damage. That's pretty high. And I want to mention that especially PvP players definitely love this, cause the enemies to not be able to get buff and they cannot be revived, though this effect only lasts for 2 turns. So after casting these skills, you got to do your follow-ups to finish up the enemies as fast as you can. Third, subsisting. Okay, this is the one you've seen here. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. And the skills is known as Dragon Blessing of Life. It has a CD of 3. The range is self point. The AoE type is a support 3 blocks support skills. The effects are as follow. First, heal 30% of max HP to units in range, to allies in range. And second, heal units will gain regeneration buff effect and 15% damage reduction effect for 2 turns. So regeneration effects are when you go into battle with enemy. After battle, you will heal back 10% of your HP. Correct me if I'm wrong, this has been like pretty old skills, but the second is kind of like a theories, miracle skills. 15% damage reduction, whether it's magic or physical, whether you're going close combat or not. This is pretty sweet. So she can go attack, support, or AoE. She can be played in any of these 3 types. So this is pretty cool for Isolde. Definitely a waifu to keep. And last but not least, the 3C is known as Fighting Determinations of Blasted World. So yep, I swear that all the names are getting longer and longer. Okay, it has both passive and active skills. So it has a CD of 5. The range is only 1 block. The AoE type is physical single target skills. So we'll be going through on the passive first. The effects are as follow. After triggering your talent will effect or act again effect from your talent, you will cast faction buff to all mythical realm allies on the field. So this is, well, as you guys seen, the faction buff for mythical realm 3C version. Then the effect provided as follow. First, increase mythical realm allies offensive and defensive stats greatly. Then second, when you attack in close range, increase damage deal by 15%. Third, reduce reflected damage you take by 30%. And fourth, this faction buff effect cannot stack with other faction buff effect. And I have recently read through the effect. So this second part about attack in close range, a lot of people might get it wrong or misunderstand when they say when you attack in close range, it is not restricted to close combat, but also to skills, meaning if you're standing on tower 1 currently and there's enemy on tower 3, then the space in between you guys are tower 2 or block 2. So if you try to do air slash to the enemy from block 1 to block 3, let's say the damage they take is only 100. However, if you move to block 2 and class air slash, which is in close range, the damage deal will increase by 15%, which is 115. And not just that, so second is if, let's say, again in the same positions in point 1 against point 3, which is there's a 1 block space apart. So if you're casting characters like Bozo using Black Hole, the damage enemy take is, let's say, only 1000. However, if you stand at block 2, which is 1 block directly up, down, left, right against the enemy on block 3, if you cast your Black Hole on that point, you will get the same damage increment of 15%. So that doesn't mean that you have to go into battle to trigger this damage increment. As long as you are standing close to your enemy, this will trigger, and I will be showing you guys what I mean in case you guys don't get it during the demo play. Okay, last but not least, the active skills. The active skills are as follow. Number 1, attack and deal 1.6 times damage to an enemy. Number 2, if you have 2 type or more will from your talent, your enemy will not be able to attack in this battle, or should I say the enemy will not be able to retaliate against this attack. This is pretty cool. You get to attack for free and the enemy cannot do anything against you. Though I'm not sure if this is still the same if they have I'm not sure this is like just like treated as terrain or talent effect, or this can be negated if you have crystal protections from Rose and Seal. Okay, number 3, after the attack, you'll deal a follow-up 0.3 times AoE damage to the target enemy and the blocks behind it in a 3x3 range block range. Number 4, if you successfully destroy the enemy, you will gain 1 type of will randomly that you have not obtained yet. So this is like a powerhouse upgraded version of, I'll say, Alicia from the Valkyrie Chronicles collaboration. So you guys remember that Alicia from her 3C from the Valkyrie Chronicle is that her 3C skills will heal yourself before battle, then you will launch the attack that will do again same as 1.6 times. Then after the attack, you will do a follow-up AoE damage in only 1 straight line, which is like maybe 0.2 or 0.3 times AoE damage. So this is similar to that, but this is definitely an upgraded version because instead of 1 straight line, it's a 3x3 straight line, and that's definitely giving you a high chance to annihilate the enemy and in return gaining 1 random will that you have not yet obtained. So this is definitely a powerhouse and definitely a tier 1 to tier 0 character. She's a great heroine for rush tech build players. She has talent that will help you ignore guard for herself. Not to mention that she's a buffer. Her stats will definitely be greatly increased. Then you can speed up as long as you use a 3C to kill off enemy, and you'll speed up gaining your will. So this is definitely like a power up version or speed up version of Oboro. And not to mention that there is a bad news or great news for Dragon players like SP Bernhard and also Oboro, because if your enemy choose Isolde first, this means GG no Re for Oboro and SP Bernhard. However, if you choose Isolde, that's GG no Re for your opponent if they intend to choose Oboro or SP Bernhard, because of a talent that she'll have double stats increment, not stats, but increment to 50% attack and defense when she fight against dragon class enemies. So what did you guys think? Did you think she's great, normal, or not so good? Leave it down in the comment sections below. This is Kami. We'll see you guys on part 2 of the video featuring Jace. Goodbye. I love you, mama.